All meetings. So, I'd like to call the meeting to order for February 17th, 2026, 6 p.m. here at the town hall. Need to adopt our agenda. Any changes or adaptations? I'd like to just add an update from Planning Commission on Act 181. I don't know where you want to add it.
Business. You want to bring it up on the other business?
Sure.
I also have something to add to the agenda.
Okay.
Health officer needs to be reappointed. We almost passed the deadline, so this needs to be, yeah. Apparently the email went into the spam.
Okay, under other business, want to do that?
Okay.
Any other changes? Can I have a motion to accept the changes, for adopting the agenda? All in favor?
Right.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Approve our minutes of regular meeting February 2nd, 2026. Any changes, additions to those minutes? Hearing none, do I have a motion to accept those minutes for February 2nd, 2026?
So moved.
All those in favor?
Second. Alright.
Any opposed? Okay, ayes have it. Highway report. Approve 2026 town road and bridge standards and network inventory. Do we have paperwork on that?
Did everybody get a copy?
It was attached to the.
It was attached, but I have another copy if you did not get it. We only have 2 copies.
Yeah, I can share.
We can share
You
it.
can share. Anybody else need a copy?
Well, there you go.
So, something? Okay, do you wanna go ahead?
Everybody have a copy?
Yeah, we're looking at it.
And then on page 1. Yours all filled out, with yeses and no's, yeses. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That. That's what should be in there. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. On the next page, on page 2, section 5. The change from the previous years would be the size of the culvert. It was always 15-inch and now it's 18.
Jeez.
And section 6, the amount of gravel, subbase is 12 inches. And 15 inches. And you also want to add, I don't know if it's on there, you should add on the paving,
2-inch.
that there should be 2 inches of asphalt. For the base and 1.5 inches for top. Yeah, it's on there. True.
It's written in. It's written in.
That is, I don't know if that was in before or not, but it should be there.
I think
It's
Michelle
always in the.
added, he added that.
And then are all the changes. Oops. Sorry. If you agree with them, you should vote on it.
Is there a reason why they did from the 15 to the 18? Was that better flow on the change of the size of the culvert?
Oh, that the state recommends, that the state
State.
recommendation is 18, And they recommended that quite a long time ago, and I thought we changed it, it hasn't been changed. In some places that isn't even big enough.
It just means more money.
$1,000 there and 18 inches.
Hmm. Okay, so we need a motion to accept the changes.
Does this like apply on driveways as well that are within the town right away or? Mainly
It's the highways, the town and the driveway culverts are 15 or higher, if you think you need
No,
big.
this one at the heading.
Right.
I think you have to vote on this and sign this.
Right, I've got the signature page, so you wanna vote on, accepting the entire bridge and road standards template from V-Trans. And because typically every 4 years, every year this needs to be renewed, but usually there's just a certification of renewal.
Mhm.
But because they've changed and put in that section 5, they've created an entirely new template. So now the template needs to be signed, and then in the following years, you'll just sign one sheet of paper that carries you through.
Okay,
Madam Chair,
yeah,
when you have
sorry.
a moment, I have a question.
Mhm.
Thank you. John, would you say again what the answer was to Buzz's question about culverts that are on side roads?
There is a page on that, I think it says.
Yeah,
Sorry, I
Upgrade.
don't.
That's all right, I think it's minimum 15 over, he's gonna recommend.
So on the side roads or in a town right away, it also has to be 18 inches?
Recommend.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. I just appreciate that.
Any other questions? From the board or from the public? We have a motion on this new bridge standards for the town with the new changes. Accepting the entire package.
so
Second.
I will, go ahead, John.
do you have one to sign?
I've got it.
She
So you
said,
got it?
Yeah.
all those in favor of the board signing off on this?
Aye.
Any opposed? So we all sign just.
Yep.
Swim around. Okay. Discussion about truck number 4, is this about the repairs? On floor or the ordering?
It's really about both of it, before we
Okay.
have what we're gonna do with it. Did you get Travis's email?
Yes,
Yes.
I love that, yeah.
Basically tells what you should do with the truck and. What we was waiting for is a 3 or 4 day. So good weather, so we can take it down, we don't need it, I don't know if you got it back. Yes.
Oh, great.
And so that is fixed, and as you read the email, you're not gonna see the new truck and body until at least October.
Best case for liking was October,
October, yeah.
but yeah, the sooner we get going, the sooner we lock in that build date. So, in between other trucks, getting ahead of some lines, kind of. If this what they got from like.
So it's more of us telling you you had to get it fixed, and it'd be lucky if we get it in October. But at least we've got the other truck back, so you don't have to worry about it.
And it came in at the cost that we anticipated, 12K or?
I had anticipated 12K, but they had found a bent,
Yeah.
steering stabilizer bar.
Oh,
Some of the stuff was covered under warranty, so we came in at 12.5.
okay. Didn't get
And
that.
it seems to be all right, use that,
Yep, they'll use them today.
And these repairs do not affect the trade-in.
Should approve it.
I was gonna say, you should ask for more.
See if we can get more.
We did ask for the actuals, the used actuals to have, and we will keep those.
Oh, great.
The rest is very minimal. I don't know where you can do anything with that, but it seems.
Well, I look back at the last truck that we traded in, and we got 80,000, but that was a 10-wheeler. So you're gonna get a little bit more, so I don't think you're gonna get any more of it, you know, what they allowed now, so I would suggest that you accept that bid from them. And get your name on it and get it going.
And October's best case, which isn't the 2 years we've heard before.
Yes, I knew that would happen.
Yeah. I would agree, that makes sense.
Any other discussion on truck number 4?
Yeah, I am gonna look into a municipal loan, applications. They're twice a year. It's kind of on the same, course as bonding. But it's not an actual bond, it's for a municipal piece of equipment. The application times are either April or December. So if you apply by April, you'll get a check in August. If you apply in October, you'll get one, in December. But Travis has talked to ATG, they think that the truck has to be actually built. I'm not really sure, I'm gonna call the actual, it's not bonding, but the municipal bank and find out if we have our quote and can we move from there and then make the application out so we could submit it this April and have the money by August or October that's needed. It didn't seem to make much sense that the truck be built, we are committed to it,
Right.
but we don't have the money, so I'm gonna double check that. But it's at
I wouldn't think
2%.
that we'd have to do it until October.
Well,
What about
I
interest?
think it'd be good to check and find out what they recommend.
What would the
Yeah,
two?
that's what I'll do, I'm
Yeah.
gonna talk with them.
And was it a lower rate? Because
2%.
2%.
We can only borrow if we qualify, we can only borrow up to 110,000,
But a 2%,
but it's at 2%.
it's pretty good.
So as long as capital budget, and I'll talk with Hardy, can pitch in the rest, but we pay for everything but 110 of it, and then, through the capital. So
We had talked about looking at a lease versus loan, right?
Right,
So we ran those numbers and have them, or we just know that 2% is gonna be better.
the 2% is gonna be much better than, it's usually
Yeah.
5 to 6% on a
Right.
regular lease,
Okay,
so.
So just to John's point, though, you asked about applying in October. What were the 2 times you can apply each year?
April and October,
But October, the approval would be too late.
it would be too late,
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's try to understand that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
depending on what they will
yeah. Whether or not they'll let us just take what we're committed for, but it's not built yet, but then until Jesus, it has to be built before we can apply, but
right.
it didn't make too much sense, but.
Quick turnaround.
And what's the actual price of the truck? We have an idea.
I wasn't in on the whole bid, it would be John and Travis, turns out that.
It's around 220 complete,
220?
with a 50,000 trade-in. So we looked at 170.
220,000. $50,000 trade. Huh.
Beauty. She's a beauty.
So the October date, that's still up in the air? It's not,
Yeah, very vague. That was the best case that all goes well. And it didn't sound very concrete by any means.
thank you for your follow-up on that.
Thanks, Charles.
Excess weight permit for St. Pierre.
Should we report that bid now?
No problem with it.
I think what I have, that we're validating if we can do a loan.
I was gonna say, I don't think it's gonna, either way, you're gonna have the lease or you're gonna, go through the bond band,
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
So you don't,
I don't think it's gonna make a difference on the truck or the truck being
Okay.
built,
No, so
we're
we-
gonna go through,
At least she's saying we can vote now.
Yeah.
Okay.
lock it in.
So I have a motion on accepting the bid.
Someone,
Any discussion? All in favor?
right,
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Do we need to sign anything, Kim?
Yes, mainly just you, typically you've given Morgan, authority in the past, but without Morgan here, we're gonna rely on you
Michelle?
as chair signing them.
Oh,
This is for St. Pierre.
are these yearly,
Yeah,
and was that January to January or?
usually. And there'll be quite a few more coming. I expected more today, but there wasn't.
Oh.
No, we talked about it. Okay. We have questions.
Let's see.
Travis, report for highway? Any other things you wanna report?
Well, the big thing was Lane's truck from the back.
Okay,
Yeah, one question, I see the price of salt is higher.
Yes.
Oh.
With us moving so far behind, I called down to Barrett, Cargill, they're normal with it. And they have, he had zero faith in Cargill actually getting us salt. So he offered an option off the Seacoast for 30 more a ton. So what I did is I signed up for just 2 dump truck loads at this point to just carry us through. And see if Cargill gets some at our agreed upon contracted price of 90 a ton.
So that's not off our original contract.
Barrett, no, Barrett trucked it, but it's a different salt supplier.
So are we gonna get any more off the original contract, or is it gonna be all at this higher price?
It's. It depends on Cargill, you know, I pester them every couple of days and they don't really have a solid answer for me.
How do we sit with salt?
Ah. If we don't get a lot of snow, we should be good. That one load makes us feel better.
That'll be tomorrow.
You've got one load with that higher price, so that's it, right?
One load, but I signed up for 2 to get us.
So you're not probably gonna get any more at the lower price.
I'm gonna hold off on ordering any at all until we see what the weather does.
Yeah.
And then I really don't want to buy more at the higher price, but if push comes to shove, we may have to. We're also keeping budget in mind as well.
That higher price is available then,
It is.
yeah.
is it due because of supply and demand?
And it's a separate company, Cargill is who we signed the contract with. I'm not familiar with the name of the company that we got this load from. It's a different colored salt.
Mhm.
And again, it's just a longer truck than the Seacoast to us, so that's where you're seeing the cost.
Oh, okay,
Is it's not coming from the rail car in Rockford, it's coming from the Seacoast by dump truck.
But it's more like a rock salt, isn't it?
It's very grainy,
Yeah.
you know.
are you mixing that with the sand, or, I mean, are you mixing that with anything, or just,
No,
Just-
not yet.
Okay. it's supposed to be really cold temperatures next week, like 3 degrees?
if it gets that cold, we will have to rinse.
Any other issues with highway or? I noticed on your time sheet, you're doing a lot of stuff with the shop. What kinds of things are you guys doing?
Minor maintenance repairs, pretty much after a storm, you're greasing trucks, you might have a leak or two.
Mhm.
This past storm today, sanding, Nathaniel had a bed chain cover. The welds broke and that came out in the back of his truck and he dumped off, so it's very minor things that kind of
Okay,
accumulate.
well, thank you for maintaining, because maintenance of the vehicles is really important. Any other issues or concerns for Travis from the board?
You have in mind about posting the roads. Yeah,
Oh, that's right.
you can post them before
Okay,
you get any mud,
okay.
if you wanna.
Yep.
And then people just come to you, ask about traveling on them, that's all.
So when we start getting some warmer days,
Yeah.
we're through.
There was a hint of mud this week.
It won't take long to go to mud.
Yeah.
Right.
Anybody from the public have any questions for Travis? Thank you, Travis. Kim, clerk and treasurer.
Don't have much as clerk and treasurer, town taxes, the third quarter payment is due today. Town reports are out. Still have some left to give out, if anybody's interested in wanting to pick them up, I'll have them available at town meeting also. Town meeting, hope to see everybody there. We also will have dog license for sale, at the same time as town meeting, all day long. We do March 7th have another rabies clinic coming up. It's a Saturday from 10 to 12 here at the town office. Again, rabies will be covered by the GIA. In the town office, the grant, the Merck grant that Morgan had been working on for buttoning up the town hall. They made another visit. After the energy audit that they did do, a lot of it was pretty minor things, he said, for air leakage. Mostly he found it was like around windows or where the heat pumps were put in. So he came with a contractor. It's very minimal work, they feel, to button up some of those leakages, other than we already knew that the windows, like the 3 windows in my office, are the very old windows. So that's gonna be high on their priority list to replace, and another contractor will come in. They're the windows that have the string in them to hold them up, and all the strings are broke, so we wedge them with wood. And there's no storms on them, so those will be top priority to fix. Other than that, things were in very good shape. What we've been doing over the years to this building, so that made us feel pretty good. Yeah, other than that, I don't, we have our heat pump fixed. Yeah, and took a long, quite a while.
Was it because
I
of
have not gotten the bill yet, and we're hoping that this could possibly be under warranty.
Okay.
No, I don't know, so that's gonna be a whopper of a bill.
Was that, due to getting the parts or just getting someone to fix it?
Well, for them to fix it and to figure out what it was, because at first they thought it was the board, then it was the fan, and then it was the compressor itself, but then the compressor needed a connector. So if you didn't replace the connector, then it would blow the board again, so we went through a couple boards.
Okay.
But it is now up and running with a new compressor fan and board.
Okay.
So we'll see that.
To get back to the grant for the town hall, was there a question about securing contractors? Are we all set with that now or not?
I haven't been part of that, so I'm not really sure. I'm not sure if it's part of the actual grant that takes care of that, because it's, is it Wyndham Regional that's heading all of that up, so I think that's enough Because he came with a contractor,
Okay,
from Wyndham Regional, so. And he made it sound like he would be coming with another contractor for the window, so I'm just kind of the middleman right now. Was it much in the loop on it all? That's all I have.
thanks for following up on that. Any other questions for Kim? Yes, Lisa.
Question, Kim, so thinking ahead to town meeting and voting, the format for the ballot is a little bit different on this select board election side. Are there any thoughts about helping voters kind of understand how the format now works?
Well, like I said, I'm gonna have all the clerks, it's highlighted.
Yeah,
So on the ballot itself, we highlighted where it says vote for not more than 2,
yeah,
or vote for not more than 3 for the library. And then we usually try and point something like that out. It's the same thing, and we have one ballot for the school that's double sided. When we hand them out, we like to say, be sure to check the opposite side.
Yeah.
You know, so we're just kind of, and I mean, it's not like a push to get people through, so we're able to talk to people and remind them.
yeah, great,
Being a nice small town.
yeah, okay, thank you.
Okay, committee reports, cemetery, anything new to update?
I haven't got anything, except Buzz and, me are gonna meet Thursday on the cemetery and the highway committee for a couple hours. I don't know if you have anything, Buzz, about.
No, like you said, we didn't meet last week, my
Yeah.
schedule was a little packed, but, Thursday, so hopefully on the next meeting, we'll have some updates.
Okay. Parks committee?
I just have one thing that's actually pretty cool. This company called Wise Oak, which is part of Davy Tree, a Davy Tree company in South Londonderry, is donating trees to surrounding communities. And, Kim sent it out, and Al and I, it sort of went around, and they are going to work, for Arbor Day, which is April 20th, and right around Earth Day. The idea is to plant an apple tree to replace the big dead apple tree in the town, the village park, and have the school kids be part of it and things like that. So it's really great that they're donating that, and girl named Carly Knapp is the one that set it up, and somehow or other we will pull it together and firm up the dates between now and then, but until then, it's a great thing, and we get the school kids involved. Possibly, I don't know how this is would work, but removing the existing quite dead apple tree that's right behind it. It's not terribly big. It might be something that we should do ahead of time, so it's out of there. But we can talk closer to the dates, and presumably there won't be snow on the ground on April 20th.
Where's
Because it
it,
won't be practically ready.
where's the tree again? That's gotta be.
There's a big apple tree in the open part of the village
Oh,
park that's,
okay.
I guess, completely dead. And it's just to the behind the gazebo to a little bit, but whatever, I mean, we'd find a suitable spot. I think maybe Al would take the lead on that, and so anyway, it's nice news.
Oh, good. Highway, anything on the highway? I don't have anything personnel. Steve, do you have anything? July 2023 flood update, award Eastman Road tree cutting request for proposals. We had, if I remember right, we had quite a few, right?
Yeah, it's a record. Yeah. I
There
don't know, I don't remember the total number.
was 8, wasn't there? Yeah, I think it was 8 of them.
Of the 8 was,
We have
You had 8 of them, you're gonna have Travis and Dave decide who got the bid.
did you guys,
make a recommendation.
Yeah, our recommendation would be 802. He's a
802?
a local tree company, and sure, he's worked with us in the past, but
Was he a little bit or?
he was a little bit.
Good.
So you need the bid of the board to accept that? Kim, need,
Yeah,
need to do
yeah,
that
you would
with
need
the-
to accept that in the minutes.
have a motion to accept 802 Tree Company as the low bidder. And that was the trees on Eastman job, correct?
It's on the block wall.
Blackwall.
Um,
Have a
so
motion.
moved.
Do I have a second?
So that,
I have a motion and seconded, all in favor of that motion?
right,
Any
I
opposed?
recuse myself.
So we have 4 to 1. Thank you on that.
so form with choosing our things.
Do you need to mention what the bid amount was, please?
What was the amount?
Not gonna look in the notes.
1,600.
1,600? Okay. So an acceptance letter, is that something that Michelle can do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's on her list to do.
Flood up, okay. Nothing else on the flood update?
Alright,
Is there anything else on the flood update?
no, I know, oh. Yeah, actually, it came under, clerk treasurer and flood, I guess. Sorry, want me to visit other business. I did get a call from Sullivan Powers. And we thought we needed to do a single audit because of all of the, funds that we received, the federal funds. And the way that we received the federal funds in 2 different years, single audit's not needed. So that's a much cheaper, that's like 5,000 taken off the top of what we anticipated.
Good.
And we budgeted for a possible single audit next year, assuming because of the way the timing was, and one won't be needed next year unless we have another fraud.
Okay.
So that's a really good thing, so we're pretty excited, I should have the, audit now that that's been finalized any day.
And also, we are at a standstill because of the government shutdown. Well, Stevens is still working on an estimate for the wall, but we will not be able to do any construction or get paid from FEMA for anything.
Unfortunate. Didn't mean to skip over, yeah, the short-term rental ordinance and.
So I heard back from our attorney, Stephen Kuda, and he had one tweak to the ordinance and this was sent out with your docs. I don't know if people brought them, but I will, explain it to you. It was just about the short-term rental registration. And we had originally said that short-term rental registrations may only be granted to natural people as distinguished from an artificial person created by the law, such as a corporation. He has recommended the revised language that short-term registrations must specifically designate a natural person as the responsible party. And the rest of the language stays the same, as distinguished from an artificial person, etc. His point was that very often homes or that an LLC, it wouldn't preclude an LLC being, someone's home if it's listed as an LLC being a short-term rental, but there'd have to be a natural person representing the LLC that owns that home. And he talked about other forms of homeownership that people have, including various trusts or whatever, depending upon how a family may establish their home. But there has to be a natural person designated. So that's the only change, and the rest of it brought his blessing. Any questions about that?
No.
Okay, and so I think we should have a motion we need to accept this with his changes.
Any, comments with the change? Or the review by the attorney? Anybody? So I have a motion to, approve the ordinance for short-term rental ordinance for the town of Grafton.
I'll make a motion to approve the short-term ordinance with the updates from the.
Do I have a
I'll
second?
second that.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
No,
The four
yeses
and one no. Kathy, I did, or I should ask Anna, is this what you're supposed to sign now, is the short stay, or does it have to go through the public hearing and that's when you sign it?
I'm scrolling to the bottom. So the next agenda item. We've read and approved at the select board meeting today and entered into the minutes. It now gets posted. Is this what you're talking about?
Okay,
In
so-
public places as of tomorrow, I guess. And notice of adoption will be published in the newspaper on a certain date, so that will be our next Grafton News, I guess. Other newspapers that Morgan typically uses, or is it just the Grafton
The
News?
journalism.
And with a date, with a notice of the right to petition. So there's then 60 days, right to petition, my understanding, please correct me if I'm wrong. 60 days, and barring petition, to change it or then it would become official.
Okay, so there's no signatures needed now until after the public hearing is what you're saying?
So I'm seeing this, okay, so this ordinance will become effective 60 days after. We need to do that after that, yes, afterwards. We are not at the signing stage
Okay.
because we have time for notification, any further hearing, the publication, and then the ordinance date that would go into effect would be 60 days if we don't hear.
If you don't have a petition.
Right,
Change.
so that changes.
And so is this something that, you can stop in tomorrow, Michelle usually comes in the morning and go over, the Vermont Journal that she would have to publish?
Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, I'm assuming. Hopefully that Morgan has left her instructions as to where things get typically posted.
Well, and then I have a question, is it the whole thing that gets, it's not the whole thing that gets posted, not posted, but published?
Right, that's what I don't know.
I don't know that either, but I think we could look at the dog ordinance, which was the most recent one, as a model perhaps, see what was done in that
I'm
case.
just like thinking of how many pages this is.
Oh, yeah.
Compared to the document.
All right,
Validate, think of people link to the way the news that people can follow that shit.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Or a recommendation from the LCT, just ask.
yeah, we can find out how
Yeah,
to move that forward.
it would just be something you would wanna.
That'll be a-
Michelle on, and,
Right, and we'll post it here. And,
but you'll have to pick a date for the public hearing.
In 60 days,
60 days.
that's 2 months.
More than 60 days or within 60 days.
This says 60 days. She's checking.
On this, it says ordinance will become effective 60 days. If a petition is filed that under 24 VSA 1973, that statute shall govern the taking effect of this ordinance. So I would guess we would establish I would frankly ask that we could validate this tomorrow, but establish that the first select board meeting after the 60 days. This is when we would make that the public hearing and proceed from there.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lisa.
But I'm confused, maybe I'm not listening carefully enough, but I didn't think there needed to be a public hearing unless there is a petition.
True,
There is no public hearing under normal circumstances unless there's.
correct, that's right. So the petitioners have 60 days to petition.
So, right, yeah, so unless there's a petition legally submitted, there is no public hearing,
Correct,
correct?
that's what I understood,
Yeah.
did I not? I probably didn't say that.
Well, I thought all ordinances need to have a public hearing, it's policies that don't. No matter what ordinance you have, I thought that has to be a public hearing.
I think, so that's kind of not my understanding, because. when
That's
I-
why I thought maybe VLCT.
Check with the,
Right,
Yeah,
I think we have.
Remember when we had the job ordinance? There was no public hearing set for that, except that there was a petition, and then there was a public hearing.
Right, because there's a petition, but I think all
Sure.
ordinances, that's why the dog
Because
ordinance
John-
had to be a public hearing, I mean.
There was public meetings, there was notice when we presented the ordinance.
Right.
So, two times. So that was considered, my best understanding was that those were considered opportunity for the public to input, and that unless there is a petition, there would not be yet another public hearing. I think that I can double check with the LCT for sure tomorrow, but that's my understanding. I'm a little green here.
Yeah, I would check that, yeah.
Yeah.
And if you need any help Thursday, I'll be in too, so.
Okay, yeah. Oh,
okay. Two other things under other business. The planning commission had a meeting last week. And but you can chime in on this. They would like or will have a meeting March 10th at a planning commission meeting with Wyndham Regional, having Matthew Barker.
Yeah. He's the one that did,
Right.
representing.
Wanting to notify all property owners on Hall Ranch Road, all of Houghtonville, and Old Stage Road, because Act 181 is going to affect your property. I don't know all the details of it, but it's really important to attend that meeting. And then April 17th is another meeting, follow up,
There is another public hearing.
right?
I have to look at the exact date. The discussion on the planning commission, which I am on as well, was around Act 181, and the Wyndham Regional Commission representative was there for part of the meeting as well. But the feeling is that we don't think that a lot of landowners really have a good sense of what is going to be happening under Act 181 and augmenting Act 250. We're recommending to the select board that the town notify the landowners that are going to be affected by these new tier 3 maps that are defining the wildlife corridors that are being recommended by Act 181, and trying to assist in getting the word out. And Wyndham Regional Commission, and even in the public hearings, they're recommending that towns do this because the state's not doing it and have no plans to do it. It does impact a fair part of the town in the northwest corner. If you look at the map, Lisa, hers is the first property probably on the Houghtonville Road that is touched by it. And then everything beyond, pretty much. Everything on Stagecoach Road, Popple Dungeon Road, where it is touching on Grafton, would be impacted. We did look at the map that there's a GIS map that's available from the state of Vermont that they link you to. You can see the parcels and owners in that map. It's kind of tedious to do it, but we felt it's a, fairly low cost effort to make sure public awareness, for the town. Or the homeowners that are really gonna be impacted, that may have no idea of the local impact.
Can I just make a suggestion that the planning commission come up with a letter? And then we would then address and mail out the mailings, but
Okay.
I think that's a lot asking for, especially Michelle, whether it be Morgan or Michelle, to just kind of step into knowing exactly what you and Wyndham Regional want to put out there to the public.
I don't think that'd be fine.
That-
I'll actually step up for the planning commission and say, we'll write the letter if the select board is willing to do the mailing. I don't
So
have.
that's up to you guys,
And
but
agree to the work. So,
Should other people other than ones being affected be invited to that too? So,
well, everyone's invited.
Everybody's
It's actually,
well, I mean, should they be let know because eventually it's gonna affect them too?
well, I certainly think we could, and we take the published notice. We're not trying to exclude anyone.
No,
Everyone should be aware, but there are people that are gonna be more impacted by these maps, just as.
To start with.
Right.
So, yeah, and I think that, that we've been trying to get the word out of the hearings, and when they're happening.
Would you get the one done by next Tuesday morning?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, for the
I
garden
think
news.
the biggest concern was that there's a short window for these,
Yeah, the hearings are gonna be wrapping up.
right,
they're gonna be
and
taking-
they want people's input. Because it's gonna affect property.
And actually, as Matt said, we're willing to contribute, some of our budget to the planning commission on the mailing.
Oh, nice.
So, that is in the letter, which I apologize, I missed the first question.
Okay, so you're gonna work on that.
Susan?
Oh, thank you. A couple of questions. First of all, are you talking about having a letter and everyone attending the meeting on March 10th? The property owners attending an actual meeting on March 10th?
They're welcome to, they're not specifically saying come attend our meeting, but anyone come attend the meeting.
Okay, and how do you envision that meeting? Like, for example, who will be speaking? How will that information be imparted to the property owner?
Wyndham Regional.
The Wyndham Regional Commission representative will be speaking.
do you plan on holding it here?
Yeah,
Just like we have a limit of 50, so just so you know.
it would be.
But
part
it's
of-
also on Zoom, right? You're gonna try to
It will be
do
on
the Zoom.
It's a normal, is it a normal planning?
Planning.
commission? So when we
It's a-
spoke to Alex from the state and asked him about notification of property owners who were impacted by this, it's sort of like the whole idea of being notified by a butter, if you're in a butter to a change situation, and got a fairly inconclusive, I would argue, unsatisfactory response,
They're gonna-
saying, well, that's hard and whatever, and so this is just reaffirming what Buzz is saying, that they are sort of,
Mhm.
sorry, we're coming up with the rules, but they were not really willing to send out a letter. I would have thought if you're changing the rules, it's almost like a formality that you have to alert the butters that things are changing, but they don't seem to be doing this, so that's. Yes, the letter of notification to people that are absolutely impacted is different than. Hopefully, everybody agreed should be aware of this coming down the pike or the start of this.
And they do have these maps on the website, but I will tell you from personal experience, it's an Easter egg hunt. To get to those maps.
I think, Alex Whitehouse
That's his name.
admitted that the state does not have a budget for
Right, yeah, the money.
communication with the property owners. And they were hoping that the municipalities would do that, and it's great that our planning commission has taken the step that to make that
That's
happen,
great.
because it is important.
it's clearly an unfair, thing to do by the state for not notifying property owners.
Yeah, well, and also I do need to say that our representative has not kept us informed as this was being written into law, debated and written into law. We, to my knowledge, we did not hear once from our representative at that stage. And then it was written into law without, and then afterwards, we started hearing about it. Now they're in the rulemaking process where there is still a chance for public input. But while they were debating the law, we did not hear from them.
I thought he was here.
He was
Yes,
here.
there,
He was
Nobody-
here, and
nobody
he made
came.
a presentation.
I'm not aware that about that.
Everybody was,
Yeah, we
everybody
discussed-
was
yeah, He had
notified.
like 3 different topics to discuss, and 181 was one of them.
Okay,
What
well,
was that?
I guess that was not, maybe I did, maybe I missed a notification about that.
just wondering if Al is gonna be invited to possibly participate, since he has some knowledge of Grafton already and our representative is the land use, he's on the land use review board. Al came to our, one of two of our meetings already, Alex.
Alex, is that who you mean, Alex Weingarten?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know.
I was just wondering if he could come to this meeting on 310, even if he joined by Zoom, he'd have good information, he's already familiar with Grafton.
Oh, I should, don't see why we can't,
Okay, that's
send the
great.
invitation.
Yeah, it's a
Or you
planning
could do it.
commission meeting, not a select
Right.
board meeting. Am I right?
But you're asking, if I understood you, you're asking for the select board to advocate people going to the meeting, that's one of the reasons you brought it up today.
Yes.
Okay, great.
I guess, be on board with the notification.
Yeah. Facilitate that.
It's a really good idea.
Speak a little bit about, is there one in April 17th? Why do I have that in my head? Is that the hearing?
I'm not sure.
I think it's to let folks know what's going on the 10th, to
There,
prepare for this
there are
hearing.
more information coming up.
They gave us an information.
We'll need to get a list of the upcoming dates, which would be helpful.
Yeah, when I look at
Part of that.
if I work with Matt on the letter, you'll put that in.
That would be great.
Okay.
I've seen it, but I certainly can't recite them.
Thank you, Buzz, on updating that too. And then Kim, you added reappointment, opening for health officer, town health officer.
Yes, as of February 2nd, we have 30 days to reappoint our health officer. If we do not reappoint our health officer within those 30 days, it then turns on to the chair of the select board becomes our health officer. So.
It's not a motion for that.
So we got a phone call, and
Can I-
lo and behold, the only email I found went to my spam, even
Oh,
very happy with us.
so can the board make an appointment?
Yes, if you wanna appoint Matt again. And then we can.
I'm a relative, can I do that?
Pardon?
Is that a conflict of interest? I'm a sister.
I
I think it's,
don't think he's paid for that.
Yeah, he doesn't get paid, yes, he does,
He does.
it's a stipend,
This-
as health officer.
Alright.
But if somebody wants to,
Buzz,
I
you wanna
would
do
just
that?
make the motion that we appoint Massiano as the health officer.
I will second that motion.
All in favor?
I think.
Do I have to recuse myself?
alright, then I'll fill the paperwork out and get it into her on Thursday. I'll help Michelle.
No, what about the appointment to replace planning commission officer? Is that after town
That's
meeting?
after town meeting, after you have your organizational meeting, and then the first select board meeting, there's already an agenda, and that's when you do all your reappointments for planning, all of that.
So that could happen, after town meeting,
Yes, that's,
when we
Yeah.
have our meeting.
no, it'll be
The next meeting.
first full select
First,
board meeting,
okay,
first official one, that's
Gotcha.
your organizational one.
okay. Public comment, Pre-town meeting is Tuesday, February 24th at the Grafton Elementary School gym at 6 p.m. And that's for select board and school board.
Yes. Do you have a candidate forum?
Yes.
And a candidate.
Do you know if the school's going first or is the select board going first?
I think we'll probably have the school go first. That's totally up to you guys, but. I know usually they like to come in and then do
Yeah,
their
they do.
presentation. And then. And hopefully we'll get some good attendance for the whole school discussion. I think it's much needed.
Yep.
Question on the pre-town meeting. So you're gonna have all select board members up front, is that how you're going to, I just need to know to set up.
Okay.
And all five of you will be there, okay? And the candidate forum, that's going to be run just, they're going to get up and say a few things about themselves, is that it? And open it up for questions, so there's nobody that's going to actually mediate it, okay?
Right. Okay. So our next regular meeting, do we have another, the third
You have one on March 2nd and then town meetings Tuesday.
Tuesday?
Have one a second?
Huh?
You don't wanna have one a second?
Well, I'm thinking of last year, we didn't have it, did we? We didn't have it
No,
on
I don't
know.
March 2nd, so it'd be March 3rd after the,
Would be your organization.
Organizational
That's usually
meeting.
all that's taken care of then. There's a good chance we may have weight permits coming in.
so our next meeting would be after.
We've always had one Monday before.
I don't think we did.
No,
I'm gonna do a short one.
You don't think?
The wait and see, well, I mean, you could do a tentative one, so they're just. Commit to a tentative one and not.
What's the board's feeling?
So if we had it that Monday, the next time we would meet as a board would be 2 weeks later on the quick math 16th. After the town meeting on the 3rd
That's. The ways away
of the month.
for things to come up.
Let's keep it March 2nd. If anything's coming up with trucks or bids or whatever.
Yes.
Okay, next regular meeting, Monday, March 2nd, 2026 at 6 p.m.
Kathy,
Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I just didn't quite understand what Kim said about, and you decided about the format of the candidates forum. So for the select board, for example, would all three candidates receive questions at once, or questions will be addressed to
Individually.
each individual candidate? I can't honestly remember how that worked.
And however the public asks the question and to whomever they wanna ask, so usually one of them, I think in the past, if I remember, introduced themselves. Told a little bit about themselves and then opened it up for questions,
Okay,
and then the next candidate did the same.
okay.
Yeah, I guess it's up
Seems
for whatever.
like-
But
And then-
we're probably the
Yeah.
last one to attend,
There was a brief statement and then questions if anybody.
yeah,
Okay, that sounds great. Thank you for clarifying that.
very informal.
Another question?
Either of us get any questions, or we just say.
Nice job.
Any other comments?
Kathy, one thing,
Yeah.
somebody's gotta call the truck company and tell them that we've given them a bid,
Yeah,
because Morgan's not here, so Travis.
have we, I'm sorry if I'm being vague here, have we signed paperwork or I know that to approve that truck, cause somehow we just
No, he hadn't-
jumped to weights. Yeah, something just, right, so
How we gonna notify them?
now we have to notify them. It seemed, I thought maybe there was something after that, but somehow the weights came up. so-
Probably once we notify them, that's when we'll get the paperwork
Okay.
to commit to it, so that's probably another thing that would be good for March 2nd.
Do you want me to call them? I can
No,
call.
let Travis handle it there.
All right, I'm gonna call.
He'll call it.
Yeah. Okay, intro. and send the paperwork to Kim, or whatever they have to do official to Kim. Okay. Before we adjourn, any other business? Okay, if we don't have a meeting on March 2nd, I wanna thank,
I thought we just said that.
if that changes.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I'd like to thank, Steve for your service, being on the board.
You're welcome.
So you're not having one the second now?
No, we are,
Yeah.
just saying, if something happens, we know how.
Okay.
Adjourn. I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Have a good evening, everybody.
Hey, President, vote.
No, sir. So it's just, right, it's an email for that.
The two, or-
Yeah.